So about 6 months ago, I transferred some of my pensions into a SIPP with free trade. And then I loaded up free trade and I thought, right, I've got quite a bit of cash in here now. What do I do with it? I know it's all about shares and investing, but I know nothing about this kind of stuff. So I thought I better have a look at some of the shares that are available and just get used to the platform, really. So I had a little bit of a look around the system and I come across some charts. So we can see here lots of different charts, a bit overwhelming at first, particularly when you're not used to looking at charts. But what I did think is, out of these, bottom left-hand corner, surely it's going up. You want the value of your shares to go up. I'll invest in that one, in the bottom left-hand corner. And then, end of the month, I noticed that the shares have dropped quite considerably. That's not good. So my thought then was actually, if you look at these charts, these go up and down all the time. So what I need to do is buy some shares when they're at the bottom. So when they're lower down, so I'll go for the bottom right. And that means, hopefully they'll revert to the mean and come back up again. End of the month comes and I work out they didn't come back up. They just continued to drop. And I ended up selling the shares, which wasn't great as well. So then I thought, what I need to do is diversify at this point. So instead of buying individual shares, I'll buy all four of them on the screen. Some of them will go up and some of them will go down. And then on average, I should be fairly happy. However, that's not how the way it turns out, because one of them has a really bad month and it drags the value of all the others down. So at this point, I discover the world of ETFs and index funds. So I work out, or through watching lots of YouTube videos, that actually you can buy these funds, and there's actually, in this FTSE All World one, there's 4,000 shares in there. So if one of them or two of them go up and down, then absolutely fine. So I buy into this fund instead. And then I gradually realize when I have a look at it that on average, this fund goes up about 9% a year, 9 to 10% a year. In the last 6 months, it's gone up nearly 15%. So I think, oh, wow. So if this is going to revert to mean, then actually it's not going to do too well for the next 6 months. So I'm in a quandary now, because actually I'm now nervous that this fund may be in a downturn. I retire in a couple of years. If it starts to really drop, then I'm going to be in trouble. So then I think about diversification again. And I discover this fund. Now, this really is a straight line. It's not up or down. You can go back, as long as you like. And this line continues to go up. It doesn't go down. And the reason for that one is because it's a money market fund. It's how banks lend each other money overnight. And generally, the only movements you'll see are slight fluctuations based on what interest rates are. So you're not going to find that you've lost money at the end of the month. You'll have always gained money. So I moved my funds in here and I thought, this is kind of what I'm looking for. And then I realized I'm actually getting 5.38% here in the last year, when actually a lot of the other people I'm talking to are getting 7-8%. So that leaves me in a quandary that being too safe is not what I want either, really. I'm looking to get 7% really would make me comfortable. Now, the world ETF at 9% is great. However, there is a lot of risk attached to that. It's overheated as far as I can see. Therefore, what am I going to do? So this is where I get to next. Here's a broad view of my SIPP portfolio strategy. So I have 60% in bonds and the money market, 35% in index funds. And then for the higher risks, I have some individual equities of 3%. And then I do keep 2% in cash as well. And this is all about stability for the bonds, profitability for the index funds, fun for the individual equities, and speed of being able to move transactions with the cash. So if you've heard my outro, then thanks for listening. And if you haven't, then here's probably the most important bit of investing advice you'll hear on YouTube.
Don't buy or sell shares in a company based on what someone on YouTube tells you. The big Wall Street analysts have large teams of professionals with access to vast amounts of data on every single listed firm. There are no YouTube gurus who know better than them. Use YouTube to find interesting bits of information on companies that you may otherwise miss. And when you find something interesting, do your own digging and see what the analysts in the big firms are saying. Never invest more than you can afford to lose, and don't expect to get rich quick. If you are interested in my background, I come from 16 years in risk management with PwC and Deloitte. I've never been on a trading floor in my life, but if I had, it wouldn't give me the edge on the big firms because they have big teams and masses of information. So don't look for a guru with an edge. Look for information on companies you're interested in. And if you're looking to invest a large amount of money, don't put it on individual stocks. Choose an index fund. The All World Index is a representation of all the stocks in the world. And if one company goes broke, then the index won't even move. Whereas if you've only invested in that one company, then you may have just lost your pension. Keep it fun, keep it affordable, and subscribe to keep getting my updates. Thanks.